She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this episode of Bonnet Talk, we will be talking about hygiene tips that I have for you all. And because hygiene is a very important step to our daily lives, because we don't want to be stinking, we want to smell good, we want to impress people and impress ourselves. Let's smell good for us, because you don't want to be stinking. And a little disclaimer, it's a little noisy outside my house tonight, so if y'all hear noises, please ignore it. Tip number one that I have for you all is wash twice when you're in the shower, because it's very important to wash twice, because our bodies are very, very dirty, and we don't want that. We don't want to feel dirty. When we walk outside, all the dust and dirt just flies on our body, and by the end of the day, we're gross. So you gotta wash twice. It's really important. And yeah, the next tip goes into tip number one. When you wash your body twice, you gotta scrub. Make sure you scrub, because you gotta really get that dirt off. Because if you don't scrub, the stench is still gonna be there. The smell, the dirt, and everything is still gonna be there. So y'all have to make sure you scrub. Please scrub your body, because you don't want to be walking out the shower still dirty. Because what's the point? We don't want that. Tip number three is, if you wash with a washcloth, switch them out frequently. Because you don't want your washcloth looking stiff. If it looks stiff, you gotta go. If your washcloth is looking stiff and it's stinking and you smell an odor, switch it out, because that's disgusting, and you're just adding dirt back onto your body. We don't got time for that. So make sure you switch them out frequently, at least 1 to 3 times a week. Switch them out, please, please, please. Tip I have also goes into washing your body. Loofahs don't get the job done. So I personally say no loofahs, because it's a good experience to have if you want to feel fancy and be all extravagant and stuff and extra, but they don't get the job done, and they get moldy fast, they stink quick, and it's just it don't get into your skin like a good nice washcloth will. So me personally, I don't like loofahs, but do what you please. And if you want to use a loofah, just make sure you scrub with a washcloth before or after, or whatever. Just make sure you're clean. Next tip that I have is perfume. So perfume is a very important step into your daily hygiene routine, because if you use sensitive soaps and non-fragrant soap, it ain't gonna have no smell when you walk out. So you gotta smell good. So your clothes gotta smell good, just like your body smell good. So perfume is very important. And for my guys, cologne. You just need that extra whiff of smelling good, but don't use too much, because you don't want to be walking past anybody and you got them sneezing and coughing and hacking and yakking. We don't need that. We don't need that. And a tip that I've been doing recently that I got from TikTok is your heat points, your wrists, behind your ears, and between your chest area, that. When it heats up over throughout the day, it's the smell is out there. So instead of getting must from those heat points, you get fragrance. And fragrance over must, y'all. We can't be stinking. It's hot outside. And next tip goes into the tip that I just said before, layering. Layering, I feel is very important too, because it gives that extra oomph. So if you like vanilla, you can use different layering products that smells like vanilla. So for example, vanilla body wash. Then we got the shower vanilla lotion, or something that smells similar to vanilla, and then you top it off with vanilla perfume or something like that. And you can even mix fragrances like coconut mixed with the scent of shea butter, anything. You can mix it up. If it smells good together, put that together because you just created your own customizable fragrance and your own customizable scent. As long as it smells good and it works for you, layer, and make sure you like invest into products that has a good long lasting smell. So yeah, this next tip that I have for y'all is also very, very important, and that is make sure you're drinking water, because we need water. Y'all know that water helps your breath from not stinking, and when we sweat, that is our oils and stuff extracting out of us. So we don't want that. You don't want our sweat to stink, and if we drink a lot of water, your sweat won't have a stench to it. So drink water is very important. You gotta be hydrated. You gotta hydrate your insides too, so whatever comes out through the sweat ain't nasty and gross. So please drink water. It is very helpful, especially for the ladies with the pH balances that's down there. Drink water because it is very important, and it will be very, very helpful for us. Next tip is specifically for my ladies. So when it comes to soap, make sure you're using baby wash or feminine wash for your downstairs area. Don't use body wash or fragrance, because that is not healthy at all. That is so damaging to your pH balance, and if your pH balance is messed up, you will stink and it will throw it off. You can get yeast infections and they aren't comfortable from what I hear. No. So do not use fragrance down there. And when you're washing, wash the outer parts of your private area and don't go inside with soap, any type of soap. Don't do that. But I know a recommendation that helps me is Baby Dove soap. So we can get that works wonders. The sensitive bar soap from Dove, and some good feminine washes. I don't really like feminine wash because they're iffy, but some good ones, I think, is Honey Pot. Maybe I've been hearing some stuff about them recently. So just don't use Vagisil or Summer's Eve, because they are the worst that you can do too. So just really go for a baby body wash and do your research too. And this next tip is very important. Make sure you change your underwear every day. Especially if you discharging and everything, make sure you change your underwear. Even if you don't shower every day, make sure that underwear is getting changed every single day, because when we sweat and we can't have that sitting there all day into the next day. We have to change it. Please change your underwear. Next tip that I have is when you're doing your laundry, make sure you use those little smell good beads. I don't know the exact name for them. I forgot at this moment, so I just call them smell good beads, period. I use the Tide, or is it Tide or Downy? I use the Tide ones with the Downy scent. Or is it Downy? I don't know, but I use Downy, and I use the Powder Fresh, and it smells so good. And I use that with Tide Pods with the same scent, and it just leaves your clothes smelling like this rosy, powdery scent, and it's so fresh and so good. I love it. But make sure you use smell good beads, and I don't know if they make some for people with sensitive skin. I think they work pretty good, the Downy ones, because I have very sensitive skin and I use those, and it works really good it doesn't really affect my body. So yeah, that's really good. Next tip that I have for you all is wash your hair / oil it. This goes for everyone. Wash your hair, because your scalp also has a stench to it if you don't wash it, and when you sweat, and it's gross, so it's sitting there, especially if you have thicker hair. We have to make sure we're washing it frequently, and if we have protective hairstyle, and if we have protective hairstyles, we can't wash it every day. So that's where spray and conditioners that smell really good, oils that smell really good comes into play, because you're getting that protection and you're letting it smell good, because we leave our protective hairstyles in for a long time. So we want it to smell good over time. And like once it's sweat and stuff, and that leave-in conditioner helps a lot. And yeah, and it's also hair perfumes. I've never personally used a hair perfume, so I can't say a review on it. But like, if you want to get hair perfumes, it's good, but it's not like really a necessity in my opinion. Like, that's just something that you have to look into what works best for yourself. The next tip that I have is a very, very, very vital step in my oral hygiene is a tongue scraper. Tongue scrapers changed my life because like when you eat and stuff, you eating all types of stuff throughout the day, drinking all types of juices and maybe sodas and all that, and the residue sits there all day and it sits on your tongue. And especially like if you have garlic or onion, that sits there, and that taste and that smell is very hard to get out, even with like gum. So like at the end of the day, when you brush your teeth, like brush them teeth good and brush your teeth twice a day if you can, and then you go in with your tongue scraper, because I feel like a toothbrush won't do enough. I do both. Like I brush my tongue with my toothbrush, then I go with my tongue scraper, and it just really leaves like your breath, like it changes your life, y'all. It changes your life. Your breath will not stink if you use a tongue scraper, because that's where the odor comes from, is your tongue. So like use a tongue scraper is very, very, very important. And going to the next tip, this all ties together. Mouthwash. Use your mouthwash. Mouthwash is so important because like it's all different types of mouthwash out there. So like if you want a fresh breath, strong teeth, whitening teeth, you know, long lasting, I personally like TheraBreath. And then when I don't use TheraBreath, I use I use Colgate, and it's the whitening strip ones, and it also has all these other actives in it, and it is very good. And when we're on a go, gum. Gum is so important. I chew gum all the time. Like that's just one of my worst fears, is to have like a stinking breath, because imagine walking up to somebody and your breath stink. That is so embarrassing, and I don't want them to like make a face like, ooh, like no, we don't need that. We don't need that. So chew gum, scrape your tongue, use mouthwash, and obviously brush your teeth, please. The next tip I have is spray deodorant for anything. I personally like spray deodorant over stick deodorant, because with spray deodorant, you can take it with you and reapply throughout the day, especially during the summertime, like when it's hot and that stuff sweat out, reapply. Like that is, I love spray deodorant. I like the Dove spray deodorant because the scent is very, very, very prominent and is strong, and I love it. I personally like the powder fresh one. So get into spray deodorant. I feel like that would change your life too. And they also have on a go stick deodorants if you prefer stick deodorants over powder deodorants and spray deodorants. So they have the little mini ones, and just reapply. Make sure you're reapplying because it's good. And going back to my tip, when you're in the shower, scrub your underarms, because I know stick deodorant can leave a lot of buildup. And if all that buildup is not off, that stench will stay there, and your underarm pores will get blocked and clogged, and you will break out, and it will be a messy, stinky mess. And we don't want that. So make sure you scrub them underarms too, please. Next tip I have is wash your socks. Hopefully it's an obvious one, but a lot of people don't wash them socks. Like, okay, it's good to wear your socks. Like, you don't have to wash them after every time you use them if your feet aren't sweating and you don't stink. You know, like if your feet don't sweat, and if it's a very cold day, you ain't wearing that fur in your shoes that make your feet sweaty, sure, you can wear your socks for an extra day or two, but we shouldn't go over 2 days or 3 days after wearing socks, because they start stinking. So wash some socks. Please wash your socks, because imagine having nice, pretty smelling feet and you put them nasty socks on. Your dogs are going to be barking by the end of the night. So please wash your socks, please. Next tip goes into washing your socks and for foot hygiene, and that is foot powder. if you suffer with like stinky smelling feet, like foot powder really helps. If you have your shoes that you worn for a long time and they start to wear and tear a little bit and it's hard for you to get the stench out, foot powder helps a lot. You can get foot powder almost from anywhere, and you can just put them in your shoes, leave them in overnight, and you can have that fresh smell in the morning. So yeah, foot powder is very important too. The next tip is, after you sweat, if you spent all day sweating and it's just a hot, humid day, you need to shower after you sweat. Like if you go to the gym and you sweat, please make sure to shower and change your sweaty clothes after you sweat, because the sweat on your clothes will stick to your skin and your skin could start breaking out and that odor could be trapped in your skin. So please make sure after you sweat, no matter what activity, no matter what you do, if you sweating a lot, shower, please. The next tip is also a very, very important tip to me, and that is baby wipes for when you poop. Like after you go to the bathroom, dry tissue, you're not clean. It will clean you, but you ain't clean. So before you use that dry tissue, use them baby wipes and use the dry tissue to dry it afterwards. But like if you're just using crusty tissue, toilet paper, like come on, that's going to be gross. I ain't even going to get into that, because you know, like you don't want freaking boo-boo streaks all in your underwear, because that would be very embarrassing if someone found it. So make sure you use them wipes and keep it fresh down there throughout the day as well. Tip that I have is also very important. At this point, they all important tips. Please take these into consideration. And that is washing up every day. You don't have to shower every day, because nobody showers every day. And if you claim you do, you're a liar. Nobody showers every day, because we don't necessarily have to shower every day. But just make sure you're freshening up, like your important spots, like your underarms, your booty, your private areas, your feet. Just wash those if you don't shower every day. Just make sure to keep those up. Brush your teeth and stuff. Now, brush your teeth every day. That's really important. But like, yeah, if you don't shower, just wash. Just make sure you're clean and you're fresh for on the go, because there is nothing more embarrassing in this world than stinking, to me, in my opinion. Like, don't stink, because people are mean and people will let you know if you're stinking. So y'all, you don't want to stink. Do not stink. This next tip is change up your routine. So if you've been like using a body wash for a very, very long time, like a couple years, a couple months, make sure to switch it up, because your body gets a tolerance to it, and sometimes like that stuff won't work good for you anymore. So you can get a new body wash, and yeah, that's really self-explanatory. Like when your body builds a tolerance to something, it's time to change it up. So make sure you're changing up your body washes and broaden your horizons with all that. Like hygiene is just something that's very fun and versatile. So like you can just do whatever. This next tip isn't really a hygiene tip. It's just like a skincare tip. Like, don't wash your face in the shower, because shower pressure can be very, very damaging to your skin. Like, because it's strong compared to like just washing it in a sink and doing your hands and rubbing it in. Like, so just, or if you do and if you have to wash your face in the shower, make sure you like turn the water heat down. If you like them hot showers, turn the water heat down, because your skin can get dried out and you can be bumpy and gross. So yeah, well, not gross, but like just bumpy, and that's a problem. That's annoying. So this next tip is moisturizer. Goes into lotioning, but when it's with your face, moisturizer, like just make sure you're moisturizing your face. And if you're not into skincare, get into it, because it's 2023, and if you're not taking care of your skin, you're living under a rock, honestly. So yeah, moisturize that face and use sunscreen. Please use sunscreen. sunscreen is so important. And if you're black, you're colored, we still need sunscreen. Yes, our melanin protects us from the sun, but we still need that protection because our melanin can only do so much, and we're more prone to hyperpigmentation. So if we have a little pimple and the pimple go away by itself, or if you pop it, which you shouldn't pop your pimples, once it like heal, it's going to leave a dark spot, and you walk outside without sunscreen on, that dark spot is going to get darker and darker and darker, and the darker it gets, the harder it is to take away. So make sure you're wearing sunscreen so you won't get skin cancer and you won't get hyperpigmentation. And when you're 30 years old, 20 years down the line, you'll look like a crumpled up raisin. So sunscreen is very important no matter what skin color you are. I already did a skincare video, but I sure will do another one if y'all want that. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys love this video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like. Comment some skincare or hygiene tips that you have for yourself below. And yeah, because we are learning, and I can learn some stuff. I'll try out stuff, but I'm still learning about hygiene every day. So yeah, hygiene is really important, vital step, and I just hope you guys take it seriously because your body will love you for it and you will love you for it. So yeah, bye guys.
She's a Mona Lisa.